All right, happy Tuesday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast. We got a big one for you tonight. If you thought Monday night was massive, wait for the large show we got for you tonight from Red River Brewery in Red River, New Mexico, right next to Lifts West Hotel and Condominium, our home away from home. That's right, we're in the mobile Hat Creek Interior Studios. You don't have to own a ranch to live like you do, but it'd be cool, if you own a ranch and you want the great furniture. They ship anywhere in the known United States, hatcreek.us. So what are we doing tonight? We're visiting with you. That's what we're going to do. We're going to visit with you on the United Supermarkets chat line. We're going to get your thoughts on a variety of subjects. Obviously, the final rankings don't come out for a few more weeks when it comes to the college football playoff. The first one's due tonight, and you're inside, not looking from the outside like maybe, I don't know, a school down in Austin. Where do you think Tech's going to be in the college football rankings tonight for the college football playoff? They're going to release it right after the show. Where do you think Tech will be? What's the fair value number? And if it's anything worse than 9, then we're talking strength of schedule. Will the strength of schedule come back and bite Texas Tech tonight on that? Distractions aplenty in the Hubbleplex, Raiderville, everybody talking about the game. ESPN Game Day, coming to town. All of that stuff. Do you think this Texas Tech team can handle the distractions? And then it's Tuesday's best. Every Tuesday we give you a topic. You give us the 2 best, Gesundheit, and God bless you. Gives the 2 best examples. Give me 2 games that lived up to the hype. Any sport, college or pro. This game's got a lot of hype. Do you think it'll live up to it? Do you want it to? Or would you rather have Texas Tech favored by 10, make it a boring game? Basketball opens tonight, the men against Lindenwood. The Lady Raiders won last night. We got BYU injuries to talk about. I'm here to tell you right now, for our BYU friends watching, I hope LJ Martin can play because I want these teams at their best for the showcase on Saturday. No excuses. And I mean that truly. I want them to have the best team they can put on the field. So nobody can say anything about Texas Tech won or whatever because so-and-so was beat up or hurt. Are we ready to go? You ready to have a great discussion here tonight in Raiderland? Then let's do it. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. That's where you find everything archived on the website. Start your day with the wonderful Raiderland hot links, the hottest and freshest hot links around, brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. For generations, they have set the standard in meat processing. They ship to you. Go to their website. Make sure you got some of their world-famous jerky at your next tailgate. We're in the mobile Hat Creek Interior Studios tonight, just right outside the Lifts West Hotel and Condominium at the Red River Brewery. Brought to you in part tonight also by McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Raiderland. Kevin McAlpin's worked with high-level Texas Tech athletes for decades now. And I'm going to say it again because I love saying it. If your back's out of whack, don't call a quack, call Kevin Mack. Totally not his saying. Probably not even legal to say, but it should be. And everybody who jumps in tonight, whether you're on Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, whether you're on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland channel there, free. Hit share, hit like, or you're with us on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. You're getting in tonight thanks to United Supermarkets. Now, they handle all your normal grocery shopping every day. Yes, they do. They'll get you tailgate ready this week as well. So we tell everybody who joins the show the power of 5 every night. If 5 great viewers, just 5 great viewers every night, go to our great sponsors and tell them thanks for being a part of Raiderland, that's a huge deal. Are we ready to get this thing going? I think we are. Let's roll through some comments and find out what you're thinking tonight. Where do you think Tech's going to be ranked? This is where the whole season matters now. What do you think's going to happen? And how do you think this team will handle the distractions? Are they up for it? All right, my man James gets us going tonight. First off, old school, thumbs up on Facebook. Want the line to be close, but Tech to pull away like last week. All right, so right now you're a big favorite. Unless something's changed in the international markets or otherwise, Texas Tech is sitting as a 10-point favorite. And I'll say this right now, that really surprises me. Not that I don't think Texas Tech is a good team capable of winning by 10 or more, but that is a tremendous amount of respect in the marketplace right off the bat against an undefeated BYU team with a great history of playing well. What more do you need? You know? Rick, that's Raider 1992 on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. Heck yeah, it's a nice venue. Although sadly, I must report, they're out of the Kolsch. I know. We're all heartbroken. They're out of the Kolsch. What were you getting? Our executive producer, my wife, what'd you have at lunch?
Mango habanero wheat.
Mango habanero wheat, though, is getting rave reviews when you come into Red River and you stay at Lifts West and you hang out, and do all that stuff and come over to the brewery. How come you're not at Bull of the Woods? Because we're at Red River Brewery. That's why we're not at the Bull, because we're here right next door to Lifts West. By the way, the Bull is doing well. We're down there, what was that, Sunday? Yeah, hanging out down there Sunday. They're doing just fine down at the Bull. The Bull is there. The Bull is strong. Chris, 2006 Rose Bowl, 2008 UT, and Texas Tech lived up to the hype. Tuesday's best topic, give us 2 games or more, college football, pro football, any sport, anytime, that lived up to the hype. And I will agree, the 2006 Rose Bowl lived up to it, and we had a great time watching that. And by watching that, I mean didn't get to watch it. We were flying back. The Lady Raiders were flying back from playing at Kansas State that night. And so it's 2006. It's not like you're getting Wi-Fi on the plane or anything. The pilots were kind enough to update us throughout the evening on how the game was going until we landed, and all of a sudden we were in the blind, and that was right when it ended. Didn't find out till later on that night what had transpired, the highlights and everything else. And hey, say what you want, that was a Big 12 win. Nobody was really giving Texas, I'm serious, nobody was giving Texas a chance in that thing. It was all about Reggie Bush and USC. And there became this a little bit, as hard as it is to believe, Big 12 pride, even in West Texas, like, hey, this is a good league. And we got good teams here in the Big 12. Raider 1992 sees Tech at 8 tonight. I think it was Brett McMurphy on 3.com that had Tech as high as 6. While I'd love to see that, I still see Tech around 9, maybe 8. And I'm fully prepared to see Tech at 10. And we'll see with the strength of schedule how that plays out. Chris gets in on Facebook tonight. Topics tonight: where will Texas Tech be ranked? Where is a fair ranking for Texas Tech? Do you think Tech can handle the distractions, or are you worried about that? And then all-time sports events that lived up to the hype. There are many more that didn't live up to the hype versus those that did. Basketball in action, they should be getting started. Actually, they may be underway. Hey, if you guys are able to watch the basketball game, let me know how they're doing against Lindenwood. 34-point favorites. We're all really stressing out on this one. It's a huge sweat tonight. I don't know if we'll make it or not. Chris, it just feels awesome that as a Texas Tech fan to really care about these college football playoff rankings. I agree. I think it's one of the coolest things that you're not sitting here right now going, I wonder which bowl game Tech can get into. Maybe Tech can get into the Alamo Bowl or the Cheez-It Bowl or the Sun, that you're not sitting here in early November going, well, we just need one more win and then we're for sure bowl eligible. And then we can see what kind of packages the Red Raider Club rolls out. No. You're sitting here going, I wonder if Texas Tech can play themselves into a top 4 seed, which if they win out and win the Big 12 title game, you'll be a top 4 seed. You'll, I guess, maybe be in the Cotton Bowl. That's how that would play out, baby. But, yeah, it's not unnerving. Not at all. And I think we could get used to this, right? I think Tech fans could get used to this. Meanwhile, down in Austin, Steve Sarkisian in his press conferences trying to make a case. There were only 3 teams from the Southeastern Conference in the playoff last year, and we thought that was laughable. And he's trying to make political points to help Texas just get in the equation. If Texas wants to get, better, maybe they should schedule somebody like Texas Tech in the non-conference instead of weak-ass Ohio State. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Angel Briones, good evening. I passed by the stadium about an hour ago, he reports. There's about 200 tents waiting for the game. Raiderville is back. Cool to see. Probably with even more high-tech stuff than the 2000s Raiderville, the original Raiderville, and it's happened a couple of times over the years. More recently in basketball, over at United Supermarkets Arena. And, I was thinking about that. I even thought about that in 2008 when Raiderville happened. I'm like, I wouldn't have been out there because I had a press pass. I was getting in the game. More power to them. It reminds me the first time I covered a game at Cameron Indoor Stadium in about 2000 or so, 2001 maybe. 01, the first time at Duke. And walking up to Cameron Indoor Stadium, and there's the green lawn out there, and that's where Krzyzewskiville exists. I assume they still call it that. And walking through that area going, man, you've seen so many shots over the years of all the tents and everything camped out there. And then a couple of years later, Texas Tech started getting it in their own Raiderville. So, Raiderville is actually an outgrowth of Krzyzewskiville, and that's what everybody called wherever people were camping out at games and stadiums. That's where the Ville part came in. All right. JC Double T with us tonight on our YouTube channel. Remember, everybody watching on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, give us thumbs up. Share it, invite people in. We want 700 subscribers by the end of the weekend. Cowboys 49ers in the 90s NFC Championship games lived up. Amen. Hallelujah. The ones where the Cowboys win, Jerry Jones, how about them Cowboys? He wrote a check. You guys had to cash it. Even when the Cowboys lost, still good games. I would agree with that 100%, that series had a ton of hype there for a couple of years. In the games, they mattered, they lived up. For a second, when I saw the Cowboys there, JC, I thought you were going to ask the question tonight, why is Jerry Jones buying at the trade deadline for a team that might not win more than another game or two instead of sitting on the picks and waiting until the end of the year and getting a really good draft pick? I mean, do you think Queenan Williams is really going to make this team better? No, he's not. Do you think Logan Wilson, who couldn't get on the field in Cincinnati, and I know you're not giving up much. What was Logan Wilson? Like a draft pick? I can't remember what it was. Queenan Williams, I think he's 27 now, and he gave up a 27th round pick and one more. I can't remember what else it was. I'm just sitting here watching this today at the trade deadline, and Jerry Jones, desperate to remain relevant, trying to peddle the soap. And yes, the Micah Hudson deal gave you draft picks, but he's acting like it's the Herschel Walker deal. It ain't. It ain't. There you go. My man Trace jumping in. Mustang effort. Lived up to the hype. Coronado beating Monterey 1985 to end their decade-long win streak. 17-8. It was a 15-year non-losing streak. There was a tie in there between Coronado and Monterey, but it was a 15-year streak that ended that night in no small part due to one Stephon Weatherspoon. At linebacker, everywhere on the field, Ryan Botkin, your fullback that night for the Coronado Mustangs. Beautiful game, and it lived up to the hype. This is a huge rivalry weekend, by the way, I think. I don't know if Coronado and Monterey are playing this weekend. I know it's Hell Week in Amarillo with Tascosa and Amarillo High. Robert Delgado, there's no Tech football on the radio in Amarillo anymore. Doesn't shock me. Terrestrial radio networks for colleges and even pro teams going away. They want you online. That the days of the 50 station networks are gone. They want you to buy the pass to texastech.com. They want you to pay the money to ESPN.com. And the radio stations, for their part, they don't see a huge uptick in listeners. So what they want is they want you to pay money to be on their station. In fact, most of the college networks that you hear right now, they're paying to play. They're paying the radio station to air the games. But more and more, the radio networks being shoved aside for any of the third-tier TV rights or anything else. Sad but true. As an old radio guy, I hate to see it. I get it. I understand it. You'll pretty much be, I think, within 5 years that colleges, for the most part, will have a flagship station in their home city, and that's it. It won't be on the radio anywhere else because they want you out there as a Tech fan or a UT fan or anywhere else to pay money to listen to the games. And when I say listen, I mean watch, because every game is on TV now. It's not like it was 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago where you might have 3 or 4 games on TV. Now that every game's on TV, radio is becoming, at least on the play-by-play standpoint for college sports, pretty much obsolete. I feel for the people involved in it. His name is James. He was a showgirl. That's not true, but he is on Facebook. 2001 BCS championship between the U and Ohio State. Talking about games that lived up to the hype, and that one did. I used to know the number of NFL players that were on the field that night, and it was a ridiculous number of NFL players on the field that night for Miami and Ohio State. 88, Convicts versus the Catholics for hype game. His name is JC Double T. He's on YouTube. By the way, where do you think Tech's going to be ranked tonight? We're going to finish up right before the rankings start, and the reveal starts on ESPN. For those of you still able to get ABC channels, ESPN, and Disney, I myself am not one of those people. I am a YouTube TV subscriber, and while I'll be at the game come Saturday, you know, back at the house, slim pickings. Where do you think Tech's going to be? I'm gonna predict 9 and hope it's higher. I love the Brett McMurphy pick of 6. I can make the case for that, but I'm not at all sure that that's where it's going to be. I think it's going to be 9, and I think BYU will be ahead of them, right there at 8 probably, and that's okay. They're undefeated. They're undefeated. They're ahead of you. They don't care that Texas Tech is favored by 10 points. They don't care about that. By the way, there ought to be odds makers, and there ought to be really sharp guys. I think putting together college football playoff, they know more than the people doing it. So he says college football rank 8. We'll get jump if win, gone if lose. It will be interesting if alive in weeks to come what happens as we finish UCF and West Virginia. Leapfroggity. All right, so if you win out, you're going to – now if you win out, the one going into the Big 12 title game, you'd probably be 5. If you win the Big 12 title game and you win that, you're top 4. Pretty confident on that, the way I think it's going to break out. Chris, Facebook, Ryan Heights, Raiderland, all of our platforms free. It's the great game in Canyon, Randall versus Canyon. You know, I grew up, my dad was a coach at Canyon High School. I grew up thinking I was going to be the future quarterback of the Canyon Eagles. It didn't work out that way. I have nothing against Randall High, but go Canyon Eagles. Screw Randall. I'm just kidding. And it still kind of boggles my mind. And now you've got, West Plains, the third school out there in Canyon ISD. Hard to believe, Chris, that we've got 3 out there. Yeah. Canyon and Randall. I don't know if any of my friends that I grew up with, I think all of them graduated from Canyon High. No, they did, because Randall didn't open up for a year later. Trace, I'm with you. I think it's 9. I think 9's the most logical spot right now. It gives the committee room to move Tech up. It has them in the top 10. I think that's Good. Robert, when did Micah Hudson become a Dallas Cowboy? Thursday. I think Reiki says James will be Tech BYU 8998. Yeah. And that, again, I think these first rankings, I think the committee looks for flexibility and movement going forward, that they don't get locked in one way or the other, you know? So that's the easiest way to put the Big 12 right now is in that 8-9 slot. My man Charles on Facebook. By the way, everybody here at Red River Brewery says hi in Red River, New Mexico, right next to our home away from home, Lifts West, liftswest.com. Book your ski season now because it's going to be a good one. They're already making snow on the mountain right now. In Vegas at the moment, how much should I put on Tech covering the spread this weekend? I need to know which house you're at and what the number is. You give me that information, I will give you a lean, not a pick. I will say this, 10 points is a hell of a number in a game like this for anybody to lay, all right? That's a big number. James, Randall can go kick rocks. By the way, we've turned down the lights here at Red River Brewery. It's time for a couple skate only, backward skate, couple skate only. All right, so he's hanging out with MGM is Charles. So what are they hanging right now? Is it 10? If they're hanging 10, I would say whatever your bankroll is, I would make a 1-unit play if you feel good about Texas Tech. I would buy that down to 9.5. I'd buy that point down. I'd do a 1-unit play, Texas Tech, at 9.5. Anything beyond that, again, I'm still really surprised. And I know we've got the injury reports in today. KSL out of Salt Lake City reporting that LJ Martin is expected to go, their top running back. 89 yards on the year. He's pretty good, but he's still banged up. But I think the reports are that. And that didn't move the number seemingly today in what I saw from 10, depending on where you are. But I'd want to get off that 10 number. I don't know how long you're out there, whether you can see if it moves or anything else. But if you like Texas Tech, I'd like – and I'm not one of those guys who just sits there and advocates for buying off a point or buying off a position. I mean, that totally depends. Are you at 110 or are you at 120? You know, are you minus 10, 110 or minus 10, 120? You're minus 10, 120. You're going to give up another nickel probably to buy that point. That's up to you and what you want to do with your bankroll. You got that? Very good. Games that lived up to the hype. James, the Cowboys, 49ers, championship games in the 90s. They were all hype games. They all lived up to it. Jan's at the arena for the game. Hey, Jan, have we started yet? I thought they were are they starting at 7 or I must have seen a number or a time start for the East Coast. I have no idea what time zone I'm in. If you really want to mess yourself up, trust me. You get the time change. Then go to another time zone the day after the time change. So now you're not just an hour off, you're like 2 hours off. So sitting here in Red River, New Mexico, it's 5:53 local time. Back home, 6:53. A couple of days ago, 7:50. It's maddening. We're waking up at 4 in the morning, willing ourselves to stay in bed to stay to sleep. 7 o'clock start. All right. So they're going to tip right when we get done. 7 o'clock for your ESPN viewing tonight, says JC. And we'll get into Tech basketball much more in the coming days. 34-point favorites tonight. What do you want to see? You want to see Chris Anderson? And by the way, I'm going to call him Chris instead of Christian. He apparently wants to go by Chris. If that's okay with his mama, then I'm going to call him Chris, all right? So you want to see Anderson, you want to see JT Toppin, you want to see these new guys get in, work a little bit. They're not going to get tested. They better not. Unlike, what was it, Auburn last night that went to overtime against I don't know, some directional school or school that has like their main building is in a shopping mall. Not good look. Bruce Pearl exiting a few weeks ago, and they had to take his son as the head coach. Where have I heard that before? Where is a Hall of Fame coach, like even in the middle of the season, just quit on a school and made the school take his son? Where did that happen? And I know it didn't turn out. Oh, yeah, Texas Tech, Bob Knight. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. Joseph gets in on our Facebook page. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. Game day coming to Lubbock is ESPN's way of saying, we're sorry we didn't acknowledge the Big 12's existence before this week. Reckon. No, they're trying to capitalize on a hot game. They'll use you. There was a little bit of me that it would have been awesome if Kirby Hocutt had told ESPN, yeah, no, we can't accommodate you. You could barely mention our games in our league. We can't accommodate you. We're busy. I wonder how many Texas Tech fans who like to rebel against the system, who like to fight the man. I wonder how many Tech fans would have supported Kirby Hocutt and Lawrence Guvenet if they had told ESPN, yeah, no, we're good. We really like what's going on with Fox, big game Saturday. I know we're TV partners and everything, but, we really can't find space to put up your little show, and now we're good. You think you guys would have supported that, or do you guys run suckling to the teat of ESPN when they come calling every 17 years? That's why I really don't give a damn about it. I'm sorry, I don't care. I do not care that game day is coming to Tech. I know I should. I know it's great marketing. I know it's awesome for the program, and it's supposed to tell everybody that you've arrived. But the way ESPN has treated you, I would have 100% said, I endorse Kirby Hocutt saying, yeah, no, we're all right. Screw you. We're from Texas Tech. Ray Wiley Hubbard. That's what he meant to write. Let's see. JC on YouTube, Ryan Heights, Raiderland. Tech men's basketball getting well. Game full strength. Resend that. Help me out there, JC. I don't know what that means. Robert Delgado talking about games that lived up to the hype. Denver, Cleveland, the drive part 2, late 80s, early 90s. The dog pound becomes famous. JC, Kirby's support for no game day after tortillas would be a round number, 0. Well, no, we love Kirby killing the tortillas. We love that here in Raiderland. We're glad to see him go. And if he told game day to go, take a flying and a rolling donut, I think we would have had fun with that too. Yeah, that would have been good. Would have been good with it. A couple of minutes left. We'll look deeper tomorrow on the broadcast at the actual matchup. And it looks like LJ Martin is going to play for BYU. And I say good. You want them at their strength. Beat them at their best, because you're about, building a resume? You're trying to get into a top 4, right? Not have to play the opening round? We're all about that, right? Okay. So we'll talk more about that. Fascinated to see what occurs here in a few minutes on ESPN. I'm going to go with 9. I hope to be pleasantly surprised. Y'all keep an eye out, though, on the number of times when they're talking about Texas Tech and they mention non-conference strength of schedule. If that's a drinking game, you guys are going to be hammered and you have no shot to go to work tomorrow. Illinois game, full strength. Well, basketball can get full strength as fast as they want to, as far as I'm concerned, but Illinois would be nice. And again, hey, Grant, next year, love the non-conference schedule this year. Working a few decent opponents for the good-paying people in Lubbock, Texas. Because the home schedule's just dreck. It really is. So can we do better on that? Tomorrow, What If Wednesday? That's right. Alternate history. We enjoy it. It's the best way to understand what really happened. to say what happened if this didn't happen, and we go from there. We're going to be back with you here at the Red River Brewery, downtown Red River, right next to Lifts West Hotel and Condominium, our home away from home. Book your ski packages right now. Call our friend Billy Hurst there at Lifts West tonight. Go to their website, liftswest.com. All right, let's see where these Red Raiders wind up. It's going to be a fun night. You can hit us on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. We archive everything on the website, as you well know. I want everybody to sign up for our YouTube channel. We want 700 subscribers by the end of the week. And then Facebook page as well. Plenty of you there. All right, it's been good. We'll see you in the morning for sure at theraiderland.com.